soul. He sucked out his soul, and now he has the complete information and template of Belichick now resting in his brain. So
thank you, Grasshopper.
Yeah.
Okay, Packers, Seahawks. Wow, another one.
Well, it was just
Pete Carroll.
Seahawks had no running game. You can't do
Beast
that.
mode's a shadow, isn't he?
Well, I mean, you can't. The man hadn't played in 18 months, 2 years. You can't expect him to come back and be ready. He was willing. My favorite part of it, he went into the Packers locker room and traded jerseys with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he was more about the bling or
Well, they were teammates. They played at Cal together. So,
okay.
Yeah. And actually, probably one of Green Bay's missed opportunities is Aaron Rodgers wanted them to trade for when he was in Buffalo, and then he ended up going to the Seahawks. And they probably win another 2 to 3 titles if Beast Mode, like prime Beast Mode, went there. So,
well, was that McCarthy?
No, well, to be fair, Ted Thompson made those calls. Ted Thompson was against making big free agent acquisitions, which ties in transitions perfectly into mine. Again, the theme of the week.
Yes.
Paying money to free agents and it paying off. Green Bay had 5 sacks.
Smith brothers.
Yeah, had 5 sacks this week. The Smith brothers, Zadarius and Preston Smith, account for 4 of them. They've come up big all year, and they did in this postseason too. Russell Wilson, he was the offense. Like, to be fair to what you're all saying, I mean, coming on their 4th running back, bringing Marshawn Lynch back from Siberia, back from the dead, Rasputin, and coming back and like coming in and not really he scored 2 touchdowns on 2 bunnies, but like Russell Wilson was the rusher. He had 64 yards rushing. He threw for 277 passing,
so they don't miss Clay Matthews.
No, they do not miss Clay Matthews.
Wow.
And his long locks. No, they do not. Rodgers, again, I don't know numbers. He wasn't overwhelming, but again, the nice thing about what the Packers are doing is I think he's kind of accepted it's not all on him. Aaron Jones's numbers weren't great, but like he bled the clock with his running. He had around 60 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers was very efficient. Most of his yards went to Devontae Adams, who I guess received 160 yards and 2 touchdowns just because Seahawks secondary is a mess.
Do we have to mess with Minnesota?
I think we should mess. I'll let you go first.
What about that one?
So we can rebut you on Kirk Cousins. So.
What about that one?
Well, I mean, it went the way I expected.
The Niners look good.
Yeah, I think they're the class of the teams that are left.
That 3-headed running approach with 3 backs.
They just wore them down.
Yeah.
Plus, offensively, again, I mean, it's not all on Cousins, but I just don't think he's the guy personally. But they had their moments and they had their shots early. But then, once I like that San Francisco linebacking core a lot. Those guys get after it. It reminds me of like Pittsburgh in the glory days when they had those 3 guys there. So I think San Francisco is the class of the bunch at this point.
Great receiving core, Kittle, Debo.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel.
Yeah.
And Garoppolo's coming into his own.
Yeah. I know
it's a home game.
I know his numbers aren't overwhelming. Again, kind of like Ryan Tannehill, but it's like when the running game's going like that, there's no reason to be like, let's just throw caution to the wind throws. Like, no, just pound them. Going with the theme of making big off-season acquisition, Tevin Coleman ran for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was a free agent.
Yep.
And then they traded for D Ford. And you look at D Ford, when D Ford plays for the Niners, like they mainly use him only on pass rush downs. He comes up and he makes their pass rush special. That's the thing about the Niners that was crazy is like they kind of limped into the season, but all these guys, D Ford coming back, Quan Alexander, the linebacker, at Tart at safety, all these guys coming back, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is the team from like the first 8 weeks where they just crush people. So
and they crushed the Packers badly early this year.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a repeat. I don't know. Like it seems like Green Bay's back into getting kind of in the groove. I don't know if it's just this. I mean, the Seahawks are so beat up. I mean, I give a lot of credit to Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. Like, cover up a lot of deficiencies.
And the guy, the offensive line coach, man. I mean, did they have a game where 2 games in a row where it was like it was just nuts, the amount of it. But I think overall, the NFL this year, it's been amazing, the number of just major players who've been just knocked out. I mean, done.
Yeah.
So I think they're way too big, way too fast. And
the crazy thing is they want to have 17.
Right.
Regular.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going
to happen. Okay, moving forward, AFC, NFC Championship. What do you say?
I say the 49ers do win. I think the only thing I worry about if I'm a Niners fan is if it does become a quarterback off. Garoppolo's played great, but you're talking about Aaron Rodgers who just,
If the game's tight?
If the game's tight, I feel like Rodgers is going to pull it out. I just feel like the good thing for the 49ers is like you look at what their pass rush did this weekend, and albeit Green Bay's offensive line is much better than Minnesota's, but still like Bosa for a rookie, it's just
ridiculous.
It's just stupid. And D Ford coming back has been a huge boost to them.
I would have to go with San Francisco as well. I think it'll be tight until probably mid-fourth quarter, and then I think just they will pull away, San Francisco. I would say it would be, like 27-19 or something like that. But it'll be a good game. I mean, when you get to this point, there are no bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you. San Francisco all the way. Okay, game 2.
I'll go with Chiefs. I know I'm going chalk on both times, but I just feel like Chiefs.
Chalk.
I think the Titans are, like I said, I think Titans' run defense is a lot better than their pass defense, which obviously Ravens kind of played into that. Where I think KC, their potency at hitting you with deep throws or intermediate throws, and just if you cover all that speed, you have to play man to man. If you play man to man, you saw Patrick Mahomes. He was actually the leading rusher for KC. I think he had 50+ yards rushing. He can run and take advantage of his mobility to keep moving the chains. So I just think they're gonna be the team to come out.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I think the Titans, their only shot is to dominate the clock. Mm-hmm. If they can just keep that's the best defense, is to give that ball to Derrick Henry and
mow him down.
Yeah, and they probably can't. I mean, that's a good offensive line. Mm-hmm. It's not like, he's run over people, but they're making some holes to where he can get some speed up before he hits that second person, that second level.
I will say if they go to the Super Bowl, and I'll probably because Derrick Henry has another great game, and he's already having one of the greatest rushing postseasons I've ever seen. If he wins this game, even if they don't even win the Super Bowl, he's probably had the best rushing.
He's got to be the MVP.
Playoff. Oh, he's definitely had the best rushing performance in the postseason I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So just totally carrying a team offensively for the most part.
So, right. They don't throw the ball at all.
I'm saying Kansas City too. So no State Farm Super Bowl, no Rodgers versus Mahomes.
No. It could happen. I'm not saying I would rule out. I feel confident in KC to an extent. I don't completely feel just because I've seen Aaron Rodgers do Aaron Rodgers things for too long.
It'll be a good wild ass prediction.
It's time to make a prediction of some sort. So I don't know what those are, but take it away.
I guess I'll have to go at Joe Burrow or Burrows.
What are you going to go at him with? What do you mean?
He already said he's going to bust out.
He'll flame out in the preseason.
He's going to be like Christian Hackenberg. He's not going to even play any downs. They're just going to
Ryan Leaf.
Matt Leinart. Brady Quinn.
Again, some of those guys look half decent in preseason. Christian Hackenberg's the only one I remember. He was drafted and he didn't even play that preseason.
Christian Ponder.
Because they're like, oh, he's really bad. We don't even want to show him against guys who aren't even going to play in the league. Wait. That's the biggest. That's why to me he will always be the outlier. Christian
He won't
Hackenberg.
make it out of preseason.
Yeah,
that's going to be hard to beat. So go ahead.
Yeah. My prediction is that if he did sign there, I mean Joe Brady, who looks like he left LSU to go to Carolina. I don't know who their quarterback is, but I think very quickly, like Carolina will become a contender. Like I said, I have no idea who their quarterback is even going to be. So
it'll be Marcus Mariota.
But I think with what he did, and I don't know if you've listened to, if any of you all listen to Matt Rule, like it's easy to see why he got the crazy contract. It's still ridiculous, but like it's hard not to believe in that guy. Like he's a great public speaker.
We're gonna win. Gonna fight.
And I just think they're gonna turn it around fairly quickly. Like it's not a good sign for the Saints or the Falcons. Tampa Bay, so it doesn't matter. Really.
I mean, they'll keep Jameis Winston, and he'll have those golden moments, and then he'll have 12.
7-9, 8-8, 6-10, like one every 4 years, be 10-6. Like, hey, we're doing something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
My wild ass prediction is Lamar Jackson will be the MVP.
Oh, for this year?
Yeah, that's real wild.
I was gonna say I think it's a mild ass prediction.
Mild
ass prediction.
Yeah, that went from hot peppers down to a little bit of pickle juice or something. I don't know.
Cayenne.
I just want to give a shout out to Antonio Gates for having a great career. He
listens
retired.
regularly.
He does.
He emails us.
He was the one calling as well.
He follows us on Twitter.
Actually, put it on vibrate instead of actually have it on. And also, I want to give some words of encouragement to Chad Johnson. Good luck on becoming a kicker in the XFL. I hope it works out for you. That's not even a joke. That's actually true. He's trying to become a kicker, so I hope he does it. That'll be a great story.
Well,
he'll be the most energetic and quotable kicker ever. So
XFL, yes, we'll have that to talk about.
Yeah, starts in February.
Yeah,
so get excited.
Anything else?
Football's football. I just think you're going to have so many coaching defections, from LSU. I think there's a couple going to come out of there. It's just going to be crazy here in the next few weeks. But
and good luck to Mr. Stefanski at Cleveland.
The
Browns.
I'm going to beat on the trash can so you know the fastball's coming.
Thank you, Houston Astros. Well, that brings to a close another edition of Sports and Other Stuff, sponsored in part by Swendella Bread. Here's how it goes. At 3 in the morning when you're in bed, Swendella bakers are baking bread.
All right.
When it's Swendella, it's a swella, fella. Stop in.
Can you get a chala?
Stop in.
Because fish is always there waiting for you.
We are the Sport Weasels. So long for now.